dog too. I'm not guaranteeing 60 points this time, but we're gonna put up a bunch of points in there. I promise. And I'm gonna try not to take as many pauses and stuff too. But let's get into it. I'm in the whip, I'm in the rest, I never switch.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime, but kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go.
Garoppolo on first down. Got a man open.
I gotta adjust this after the game permanently.
But it's Ricky Seals-Jones. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of positions, and maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
Here we go. 180. Here we go. Check Nick. 21. Here we go.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now this is fielded in the end zone. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Newton on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 58 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there, partner. I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
The numbers for Jackson in last week's game, just downright unbelievable. I mean, when you amass that many yards, I don't know what else to say.
Personally, I thought it was a game for the ages for him. Ripped off some long runs in that contest, didn't he?
He did indeed. Some very long runs, and that total, scary. On second down, this is Jackson. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal. On first down, it's Newton.
How about that?
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. T.Y. Hilton, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and it's now a 7-0 game.
And before I started my franchise, I'm like my third
after the touchdown,
he'll
kick this one away.
I did a fantasy draft, so
this is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Johnson's got it complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Here we go.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's going to be stopped short of a first down as they'll get to him at about the ball to the punt team as it's 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start. And it's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it seems almost effortless.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Now Newton on first down. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Cam Newton now with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first-quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And this one also slow and developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Underneath for Johnson. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
Let's go, let's go.
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now. You remember last week they defeated the Carolina Panthers here. Good momentum. They'll begin the drive with Jackson on the ground. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 45 yards on the ground. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
On 2nd down, here's Newton. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And Cam Newton's not coming off the field. They'll keep the offense out to go for it on 4th. Here's Newton. And he's got his man Hilton. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Newton. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Cam Newton on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Now, let's not forget that was all set up by the 4th down conversion earlier in the drive.
Would have been a complete letdown if the drive doesn't culminate this way, wouldn't it? If you're going to go for it on 4th down, your intention is to make sure you get a touchdown out of the drive, and that's exactly what they did. Converted, and then converted a 2nd time for 6 points.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there. From the gun on 3rd, Garoppolo. It's Williams on the catch. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Is that not the very definition of a tough yard gained?
Now, is that one where as the receiver you go to your quarterback and say, why'd you even throw that?
Yeah, I think you do, and I think you wonder what type of a route are you going to send me on that only 1 yard's going to be the result? If I'm going to go in there and take contact, let's go and get something out of it, not just 1 yard.
A terrific return there, 27 yards all told. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. They run on first down with Jackson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Here's Jackson. The quick feet by Jackson. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. They'll run on first down. Jackson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
Flushed out right. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Cam Newton with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Lambo to add on the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, and normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Throwing again on second down. Garoppolo. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Garoppolo now. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Lamar Jackson. An 80-yard touchdown as as his guys continue to pour it on. Heck of a start to his season. He had 2 touchdowns in the opener last week, another one here in week 2.
Well, I don't want to call him a touchdown machine this early, but sometimes you get locked in, and you feel good about things. You get into that zone, and those touchdowns come in bunches. He may be off to that kind of a start.
It's like he was shot out of a cannon. I would imagine success this early, great momentum going forward for the rest of the year.
He keeps this up, they'll soon be chanting MVP anytime he touches the ball.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Evans once again the intended receiver, but now it'll be third down. And this is caught by Evans. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. And take it right on the 30. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now it's Newton. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. On the run, this is Jackson. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Lamar Jackson in the final seconds of the first half as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squid kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin down in the Bayou. The Browns from the AFC visiting the Dome to take on New Orleans. And it's the Browns who have the lead late in the first half. Derek Carr lighting it up. 3 touchdown passes there. From there, we head up to the Motor City to check in on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Packers. Peyton Barber, over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore. Check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And this one going the visitors' way, as the Texans have the lead in that one. Paul Richardson, a touchdown reception. In our game, it was Cam Newton who led the way in that first half. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front. As we hand things back over to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter. That's fielded in the end zone.
That was just my phone. Dang, that's a good
effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
If y'all been paying attention, I realize I want to do like 2 moves, maybe, if that. Ah, dang, I said to shoot for real, though. It's cool, though. Everything's peachy.
The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Number 53, 8.
On 1st and 10, Newton looking middle, and that's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now Newton. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
I smell the record being broken.
Here we go, get up.
From the red zone now, Newton. Flush to his right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Newton. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Cam Newton as his guys continue to pour it on. And man, Charles, talk about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this, after that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
55.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Here's Ryan Quigley now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And it's taken in at the 9. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the road
true.
to be fairly clear
that is
by the time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
That good for 22 and a first down. He's going to let this go end zone for... Got his man, it's caught. for a Steelers touchdown. Cam Newton with his 5th touchdown pass of the game as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Sometimes when I see these types of plays executed, I think of basketball. Guys boxing other guys off to go out and get a rebound.
And he got the rebound right there, but the defense was really placed well.
Yeah, they were right there. I mean, that's where it's really tough for a defender. When you're in the right spot, you're draped on the guy catching the ball, yet he still comes down with it.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
My bad. My bad for not talking.
Here comes the Tampa Bay offense now heading back out onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
That throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first? The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Seals-Jones. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sack back at about the 43-yard line. The sack there by J.J. Watt. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? That's complete to Meredith. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 35. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Here we go. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. He completes it to Evans. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And it's a big turnover there on the final play of the quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
Newton now perfect since the 2nd half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. To throw is Newton. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try one. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Lambeau on for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. That time a 6-play drive. And Cam able to take it himself in for the score. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
I know what that sounds like, Lizzo. I ain't even about to lie to you.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. At the line and intercepted.
Take that back, big boy.
Picked off at the 28.
Yes.
And
Oh, blocking the back.
Into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down.
Hey, that's still a pick six.
So let's see what this is about.
How many defensive tackles you going to see?
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense
Hey, it's still our ball,
backwards.
too. Let me replay that one. I know I tell you I wasn't going to do it too much, but shoot. Y'all know that's worthy of a replay. Now, let me replay it, please. Fat boy came in, you know, all 7 foot, 400 pounds of him, got the deflection, took the quarterback down. Tano came and, you know, untouched, did what he had to do, you know, burn two of the defensive linemen and ran it back, even though that's definitely not his back. That's not his back. But, okay.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Newton now to throw. Alluding to McFadden loses the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
So out come the Bucs now. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. The drive starts with a completion. Left side. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. The Bucs on 3rd down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. He's got a man. It's Williams.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Three receivers head out right, one to the left on 2nd and 3. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. This pass complete to Higgins.
Just need to get there faster.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 31-yard line.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. Incomplete.
Wow.
Rashard Higgins was the one he was looking for, and it's 3rd and 5. The Bucs on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This will be 3rd and 5. Off the draw. Here's Johnson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Another carry, same story. 4th quarter, and he is in red numbers right now with a running game.
Hard to believe because you figure at some point you break off a run. But in this case, what we're seeing is just pure domination by the defense. I think it started with the scouting report. They got into what they were doing offensively, into their mindset, and now they're beating them to the punch on every snap.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. Powers through him. And a pretty slick return there as he's up just shy of the 45-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return.
And that was a bad return. We played a bad game. We let them score. We're not supposed to let them score.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the back out, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon.
Call it, man.
I'm just going to
Call
tell
it.
you,
Play fair.
in the 2015
I don't care about no home field
season,
advantage. You came in
on 3 games
and took that from you. You don't get no home field advantage when you're down by 6.
In none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL.
Yes, sir. He was a baby. He was a baby.
Again, yet
Let's go now.
Touchdown,
and that's a record. Thank you. I will take that.
Probably.
Let's go now.
Smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead will swell by 1 more. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that. Coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a
Can I get a
running
replay,
play.
please? What? Ow! My dog was nowhere. The ball was, wow. The man was not gonna catch the ball anyways. Matter of fact, that's interference. That's offensive. You ran into me, dog. Matter of fact, man, wow.
And pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
I act like the game's not over.
Time taken in here to start this drive. It's a game of 16, first down Tampa Bay.
73 yards.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's got it to Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Garoppolo again. He's got Evans. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film. But this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Point after, right down the middle. As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. On the NFL scoreboard, they've gone to the 4th in Cincinnati. And the Bengals have extended their lead. Jameis Winston, a single touchdown pass to this point in that one. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Oh, he's got some breathing room.
Yes, No. Yeah, I'm back. This is my game. This is my game, and I hope I see y'all in the playoffs so I can really shut y'all up. I hope I see y'all. Matter of fact, when I see y'all in the playoffs, if I see y'all in the playoffs, because y'all suck. If I see y'all in the playoffs, I'm throwing 100 on y'all's head, and that's on me. On me.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it on the other side. Is
yeah, guys, we're going to try the online head-to-head again tonight. Hopefully this connection don't lag, because that's really what I be coming out here for. People be like, I know people going to be like, why?
So they hit pay dirt on just one
why he broadcasting all these creative players? Like, we already know he's going to win. Well, guess what? Actually, you don't. Because it might be some what's the word, souped up teams on here too. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go back and do my online head-to-head Shabazz tonight. After this game, after that I have a lot of energy, you know. It's my day off, day 2. Schoolwork already done, so yeah, that's the move all day.
They're just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
Yes,
pressure too much here. He's going down. J.J. Watt able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. There's Garoppolo to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And that will right a finish to this ball game. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Steelers, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
All right, YouTube. I'm going to catch y'all later.